Number 1. Big Dipper. Battersea Fun Fair. Accident happened in 1972. The train malfunctioned and the train hurled backwards. Number 2. Big Dipper. Krug Park. Accident happened in 1930. The train's 4 cars were heavily loaded as they departed the boarding area and headed up the first incline. According to investigators, that's when a piece of the brake system worked its way loose and jammed the wheels on one of the cars. It jumped the tracks, breaking through a guardrail before plummeting 35 feet, 10.7 meters, to the ground below. Tragically, the coaster's lift chain continued to run, pushing the other 3 cars over the edge with the first one. Many riders found themselves pinned underneath the runaway train, which ultimately killed 4 people and injured 19. Number 3. Willard's Whizzer. Marriott's Great America Amusement Park. Accident happened in 1980. The incident occurred on March 29, 1980, when a teenage boy was stepping onto the ride. Without warning, a second train came up behind the one he was boarding and rammed it. The impact threw the teen onto the tracks where the runaway train crushed his chest and abdomen. 8 others were injured in the accident, one of 5 fatal incidents in the park's history. Number 4. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Disneyland. Accident happened in 2003. The train, which consists of a small locomotive and 5 cars that can carry 32 people, had just shot up a hill and into a tunnel when the accident happened. A wheel assembly fell off the locomotive, jamming one of the axles and causing the back end of the locomotive to kick up and hit the top of the tunnel. The front car then struck the locomotive's undercarriage, killing 1 man who had to be extricated from the wreckage by emergency workers. When the dust settled, the locomotive sat derailed at the top of the hill while the remaining cars stayed on the tracks and came to rest 20 to 30 feet, 6 to 9.1 meters, away at the bottom of the incline. Number 5. Fujian Raijin 2. Expoland. Accident happened in 2007. Everything seemed normal when 20 passengers got on the Fujian Raijin 2 in the early afternoon. The ride was more than halfway over when, suddenly, the second car derailed and tilted dramatically to the left toward the guardrail. That proved fatal for 1 young woman, who struck her head on the railing as the coaster roared down the tracks. And so it continued, making a horrible scraping sound before finally coming to a rest some 328 yards, 300 meters, later. Number 6. Derby Racer. Revere Beach. Accidents happened in 1911 to 1936. Things got off to a bad start in June 1911 when the treasurer of the roller coaster company was fatally injured, ironically, when he stood up to lecture other passengers about safety. The accident, which was actually the second fatality of the year, forced local officials to revoke the ride's license until workers could install brakes and safety restraints in the passenger cars. Apparently, however, the restraints didn't do much good. In 1917 a man lost his hat as the train headed up a steep incline, and he fell out of his car while attempting to recover it. He tumbled onto the other track where he was hit by a train and dragged 35 feet, 10.7 meters. He died, according to the newspaper, after breaking nearly every bone in his body. Number 7. Wild Wonder. Wonderland Pier. Accident happened in 1999. The coaster, called the Wild Wonder, had been open only a couple of months when passengers loaded the doomed train on August 28. The car slowly rolled around a 90-degree curve before ascending the ride's first grade. Just before it topped out at the 41-foot, 12.5-meter, crest, however, the drive chain disengaged prematurely and the anti-rollback device malfunctioned, sending the train tearing backward into the turn. While the cars stayed on the tracks, the force of the curve ejected a mother and her daughter whose safety bar failed to hold them in their seats. The pair struck the roller coaster's walls and support columns, fell 10 feet, 3 meters, to the ground below and were pronounced dead at the hospital a short time later. The wrong-way car continued to roll down the track, striking another train in the loading area and injuring 2 of its passengers. Number 8. Rough Riders. Coney Island. Accident happened in 1915. On that fateful summer day in 1915, 6 people boarded the ride. Excitement built as they slowly passed through an exhibit that recalled scenes from the war. Then, the train accelerated. A crowd looked on as it shot down an incline and headed into a sharp turn. Suddenly, the wheels left the track, flipping the car on its side and hurling the driver and 4 passengers into a flimsy iron railing 30 feet, 9.1 meters, above the pavement. 3 fell to their deaths while 2, a woman and her 4-year-old son, clung to the wrecked car's handrail until police were able to rescue them. Another person was injured when the driver's body struck her as she watched from the ground. Number 9. Mindbender. Fantasyland. Accident happened in 1986. It was June 14, 1986, just one day after an Alberta province safety inspector declared the ride safe. The train slid around a turn at 60 miles per hour, 96.5 kilometers per hour, gaining momentum for the first of the 3 loops. Before it got there, though, the rear car began to fishtail. It proceeded through the first 2 loops but derailed as it approached the 3rd loop, stalling at the top and sliding backward into a concrete column. 3 riders perished and at least 15 were injured, 1 seriously. Number 10. Treetop Twister. Lightwater Valley. Accident happened in 2001. On June 21, 2001, 20-year-old Gemma Savage died following an accident the previous day when 2 cars collided. Police decided not to prosecute a maintenance worker who claimed he had never seen the ride's manual, and had only had an hour's training. Faulty wiring also caused a malfunction on the ride. Number 11. Rolling Thunder. Six Flags Great Adventure. Accident happened in 1981. An employee was killed when during a test run, failed to secure his lap bar and assume a good riding position. He fell out. Number 12. Black Witch. Magic Harbor. Accident happened in 1983. A park guest fell from the train due to not properly secured restraints. Number 13. Railblazer. Six Flags St. Louis. Accident happened in 1984. Less than a month after the Railblazer opened at Six Flags in 1984, an Indiana woman fell to her death from the ride. Number 14. Comet. Lincoln Park. Accidents happened in 1964 and 1986. In 1964, a man died on the roller coaster as a result of standing up as it ascended the first lift. On August 17, 1986, an electrician working on the coaster fell more than 55 feet causing immediate death. Number 15. Light-in Loops. Six Flags Great Adventure. Accident happened in 1987. On Wednesday, June 17, 1987, 19-year-old Karen Brown of Chester, PA fell 75 feet, 23 m, to her death. She wasn't properly secured, and the ride took off. Karen was pronounced dead at Freehold Hospital with basilar skull fracture from the fall. Number 16. Mini Dragon. Funland Park. Accident happened in 1999. On September 11, 1999, 8-year-old Erin Griffin fell from the train and hit her head on the ride structure. She died in hospital the following day. Number 17. Spinning coaster mayhem. Tokyo Dome City. Accident happened in 2000. A 34-year-old man fell from a 4-seat vehicle on the spinning coaster Mayhem, Dancing Princess, when it reached a curve some 8 meters above the ground. Number 18. Superman Ride of Steel. Darien Lake. Accident happened in 2011. On July 8, 2011, a handicapped Iraq War veteran on the Darien Lake installment riding in the front seat fell to his death. Number 19. New Texas Giant. Six Flags Over Texas. Accident happened in 2013. On July 19, 2013, 52-year-old Rosie Esparza fell to her death while riding the Texas Giant. The ride closed for investigations and reopened on September 14, 2013. Number 20. Inferno. Terra Mythica. Accident happened in 2014. On July 7, 2014 at around 4:30 p.m., an 18-year-old man fell from the ride. He sustained numerous serious injuries and died at the scene. Number 21. Excalibur. Six Flags Astro World. Accident happened in 1997. While working on a section of track, a train hit the employee. A signal had been sent to the ride operator stating that the track was clear. Number 22. Batman the Ride. Six Flags Over Georgia. Accident happened in 2008. In 2008, a 17-year-old teenager named Asia Ferguson lost his hat while on the ride. Afterwards, he went to retrieve the hat with a friend. Asia was struck and decapitated by the car while it was traveling. His friend was not injured. Number 23. Les Vampires. LA Ronde. Accident happened in 2012. On July 6, 2012, a 67-year-old employee of the park was killed at Les Vampires. The employee was reportedly found underneath the attraction in a restricted area, appearing to have suffered head trauma. Park officials stated that the employee had been struck by the roller coaster. The employee was pronounced dead at the scene. Number 24. Raptor. Cedar Point. Accident happened in 2015. On August 13, 2015, a guest was struck and killed by a Raptor train after entering a restricted area to retrieve his belongings. The ride reopened the following day. Number 25. Fire in the Hole. Silver Dollar City. Accident happened in 1980. During July 1980, 23-year-old James Frederick Polly was killed after being struck in the head when the train was being switched into the service area. Other passengers experienced minor injuries. Number 26. Revolution. Six Flags Magic Mountain. Accident happened in 1996. In the beginning of the season for rides and fun, tragedy struck at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California. It was 1996, and part-time employee Cherie Lamotte was struck and killed by a train car full of people on the Revolution roller coaster. Number 27. Colossus. Magic Mountain Amusement Park. Accident happened in 1978. In 1978, 20-year-old Carol Flores was riding the Colossus roller coaster at Magic Mountain Amusement Park. As the ride plunged 60 feet, it ejected Flores out of her seat and sent her tumbling to the ground below. She died of massive trauma to her body. At the time of the accident, the Colossus was named the tallest, fastest coaster that took steep drops of up to 100 feet. The ride was immediately shut down after the tragedy. Number 28. Quimera Roller Coaster. La Feria Chapultepec Magico Amusement Park. Accident happened in 2019. 2 men were killed and 2 women were seriously injured when the last car on a roller coaster train derailed, flipped upside down, struck a metal support and plunged to the ground at a Mexico City amusement park. Number 30. Roller Coaster. Star City Theme Park. Accident happened in 2009. A ride attendant at the Star City theme park in the Philippines says that a 37-year-old man quietly inquired whether falling from the coaster could potentially kill someone. He was told that it could. According to multiple witnesses, once the ride started going, the man wriggled out of his harness and willingly plunged to his death. Number 31. Canyon Blaster. Adventure Dome. Accident happened in 2008. On July 23, 2008, a 12-year-old girl from Union City, California was found unconscious after riding the roller coaster once its train returned to the loading station. She was airlifted to the hospital where she was later pronounced dead after arrival. An autopsy revealed that she died from suffering a heart attack according to the authorities. Number 32. Ladybug Coaster. Adventureland Park. Accident happened in 2005. On August 30, 2005, an 18-year-old employee from North Babylon, New York was struck by a roller coaster train while performing maintenance on the ride. He died from his injuries the next day. Number 33. Extreme. Dixielandin. Accident happened in 2010. On July 11, 2010, a 21-year-old woman from Lafayette, Louisiana fell 30 feet, 9.1 m, from the roller coaster after her safety restraints became loose during the ride. She was taken to the hospital and died from her injuries. The ride was already inspected before opening but remained closed after the accident. Number 34. Starjet. Casino Pier. Accident happened in 2008. On July 13, 2008, a 21-year-old park employee from Plavan, Bulgaria died from his injuries after he was struck by a roller coaster train while performing maintenance on the ride. The park management and other employees paid tributes to him, including the man's father at the time of his death. On July 13, 2008, a 21-year-old park employee from Plavan, Bulgaria died from his injuries after he was struck by a roller coaster train while performing maintenance on the ride. The park management and other employees paid tributes to him, including the man's father at the time of his death. Number 35. Python Pit. Go Bananas. Accident happened in 2011. On April 2, 2011, a 3-year-old boy from Dalton, Illinois was killed while he was riding the kiddie coaster with his twin brother at the indoor amusement center. He was struck by a moving train when he fell off the ride about 3 or 4 feet after he was ejected from his safety restraints and was wedged between one of the cars. The boy was pronounced dead on scene according to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office after being taken to a nearby hospital, and he died from his injuries. Number 36. The Raven. Holiday World. Accident happened in 2003. On May 31, 2003, a 32-year-old female from New York City died after falling out of the Raven roller coaster. The victim was visiting the park to attend Stark Raven Mad 2003, an event hosting roller coaster enthusiasts from around the United States. At approximately 8 p.m., the victim and her fiancé boarded the Raven in the last row of the train. Following a safety check of her lap bar and seat belt by a ride operator, the train left the station. Multiple witnesses reported that they saw her virtually standing up. During the ride's initial and subsequent drops. During the ride's 69 feet, 21 m, drop, also called the fifth drop, she was ejected from the car and onto the tracks. When the train returned to the station, the victim's fiancé, ride operators, and a passenger who was a doctor ran back along the tracks, at which point they found her lying under the structure of the roller coaster at the fifth drop. The doctor, aided by park medical personnel, began CPR until an ambulance arrived. The victim was pronounced dead en route to the hospital. Number 37. Roller coaster. Lagoon Amusement Park. Accidents happened in 1934, 1946 and 1989. In 1934, a 20-year-old man from Ogden, Utah fell to his death as he attempted to stand up when the train was on its highest hill. He hit a number of support trestles on the way down. In 1946, a man was struck by the train as he was working on scaffolding on the ride. He suffered skull, leg, and arm fractures, as well as internal injuries, and died at a Salt Lake hospital on September 1, 1946. On June 12, 1989, a 13-year-old girl stood up and fell 35 feet, 11 m, to her death. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Number 38. Puff the Little Fire Dragon. Lagoon Amusement Park. Accident happened in 1989. On April 30, 1989, a 6-year-old boy attempted to exit the vehicle near the end of the ride. He was run over and killed by an oncoming train. Number 39. Boulder Dash. Lake Compounds. Accident happened in 2001. On June 13, 2001, a train from the Boulder Dash roller coaster ride was sent on a 60 miles per hour 97 kilometers per hour preliminary run when it struck and killed a 23-year-old groundkeeper who had been cutting weeds by the side of the ride. Number 40. Incredible Spin Coaster. Memphis Incredible Pizza Company. Accident happened in 2016. On November 11, 2016, a 17-year-old girl from Lafayette, Tennessee who was on a church youth group class trip with other students lost consciousness shortly after riding the spinning roller coaster at the indoor amusement center. She began to feel ill while at the place, but still got on the ride with her friends. When it was over, she collapsed after exiting and the staff did everything they could to revive her, such as performing CPR, but she later died after being taken to St. Francis Bartlett Hospital. Number 41. Fly, the Great Nor'easter. Maury's Pier. Accident happened in 1995. On August 23, 1995, a 36-year-old male worker was killed after he was struck in the head by a passenger's foot while picking up trash in a fenced area beneath the ride. The park later put a new restricted section from the ride shortly after the incident. Number 42. Mine Train. Ocean Park, Hong Kong. Accident happened in 2014. On November 20, 2014, a 63-year-old man from the Philippines died after riding the Mine Train roller coaster while visiting the park with his family. An autopsy revealed that he died from suffering a heart attack and had a history of health problems for the past 20 years. Number 43. Goliath. Six Flags Magic Mountain. Accident happened in 2001. On June 2, 2001, 28-year-old Pearl Santos died of a brain aneurysm while riding Goliath. Her family sued the park, claiming that managers were aware of other complaints from Goliath riders and continued to operate the coaster anyway. Number 44. Ninja. Six Flags Magic Mountain. Accident happened in 2008. On August 30, 2008, 20-year-old Carlos Ibanez was hospitalized after being hit by the train and knocked unconscious when he allegedly climbed multiple security fences to retrieve a hat. Airlifted to the UCLA Medical Center, he was pronounced dead at 2 a.m. on the following day, due to blunt force trauma. Number 45. Scream. Six Flags Magic Mountain. Accident happened in 2004. On April 9, 2004, 21-year-old Banti Darakshimroon died after being struck by the roller coaster while underneath the track during a test run prior to the park's opening that day. Number 46. Goliath. Six Flags Over Georgia. Accident happened in 2006. On July 27, 2006, a 45-year-old male from Birmingham, Alabama, died of a heart attack after riding Goliath. He was alert during the ride but was unconscious when the train arrived at the loading platform. An autopsy showed that the man had a congenital heart condition, and it was expected that the medical examiner would announce that he died of natural causes. Number 47. Z-Force. Six Flags Over Georgia. Accident happened in 1989. On July 18, 1989, an 11-year-old boy from Talladega, Alabama, became unconscious while riding Z-Force. Park staff performed CPR, but the victim was pronounced dead after being taken to the hospital. Number 48. Dominator. King's Dominion. Accident happened in 2012. On July 20, 2012, a 48-year-old woman from Pitt County, North Carolina, was found unresponsive in a car after the train returned to the unloading station. She was reported to have had a seizure-like episode after her ride. She was taken to Memorial Regional Hospital in Mechanicsville, Virginia, where she was pronounced dead. Number 49. Shockwave. King's Dominion. Accident happened in 1999. On August 23, 1999, a 20-year-old Long Island man fell from his safety restraints to his death. An investigation discovered the restraints were working properly and still secured when the train returned to the station. Number 50. Firehawk. Kings Island. Accident happened in 2009. On August 7, 2009, a Toledo, Ohio man appeared to have trouble breathing after the train came back into the station. He was taken to Bethesda North Hospital, where he died. Number 51. The Bat. Kings Island. Accident happened in 2003. On July 26, 2003, a 34-year-old woman suffered a heart attack while riding the coaster. She was rushed to Bethesda North Hospital and died the following day. Number 52. Montezuma's Revenge. Knott's Berry Farm. Accident happened in 2001. On September 1, 2001, a 20-year-old woman died of a ruptured cerebral artery a day after her ride. The ride was closed for several days pending an investigation. Number 53. Timberwolf. Worlds of Fun. Accident happened in 1995. On June 30, 1995, a 14-year-old girl fell about 25 feet, 7.6 m, from the coaster and died. The park owner, Hunt Midwest, and ride manufacturer, Ding Corporation, said she was switching seats when the accident occurred, though her family disputed this.